listeners of the Joe Cronin Show, wrestling fans of YouTube, all I need you to do right now is acknowledge me. Wow. That's what you're gonna do, huh? We're gonna wait the whole show to hear Roman Reigns tell everybody to acknowledge him at the end. Good Lord. Good Lord, that show was terrible. Well, it wasn't very good. That is the Raw after Mania that, man, what was that? Well, Cody Rhodes came in tonight, and he was basically Cody Rhodes, but it was exciting because it was on WWE, and he was emotional and stuff like that, but he was classic emotional Rhodes, which is fine, but that was the only thing tonight, really, that excited me, but yet I'd seen it before, and then everybody else was what they were, I guess. That crowd was dead because they are worn out from WrestleMania weekend, man. This was like a crowd that had been at Disneyland all week, and then they went another day. You guys ever get sick of like a theme park or something? You know, you get sick of going on the ride over and over and over again, or you go to Disneyland or World or whatever, and after you're there about 3 days, you're like, you know, I had fun the first couple of days we were here, but at this point, I'm over this. I got to go home. Like, I'm tired as hell. Now, when you're younger, that usually doesn't happen. But when you get a little bit older, it starts to happen where, you know, to some people, not to everybody, but to some people, you know, you get a little bit over it. You get like, you know, this was a good idea, but man, I'm not ready for this. I'm tired, you know? And you're like, I'm going to go home. That's what this crowd felt like. It was a big place. It was a big arena that was sold out, and the crowd wasn't raucous enough to be coming unglued and going insane. And because of that reason, you know, you could really hear a pin drop at times in that place. And even when people were cheering pretty loudly or having big chants, you couldn't hear them because they were like off in the distance, and the arena is so big, in my opinion. At least that's what I think was going on. So, listen, but Veer showed up. Yeah, so everybody, you know, Veer is here. I don't know. But this was not the... If you told people the Raw after Mania, oh, it's so crazy, the Raw after Mania is unhinged, it's nuts, crazy stuff's going to happen. You know, I mean, I think they would probably laugh at you if this is what you showed them. You'd be like, yeah, this is what happened. You know, they'd just laugh at you. Or they'd look at you weird. They'd be like, wow, okay, that's what happened, huh? I thought you said the Raws after Mania were insane. They were crazy. They were wild. They were off the page. They were over the top. They were wild. You know, then people probably laugh at you about it. Anyway, I may not be able to do Raw watch-alongs going in the future because of the time I work my job now, or that I will be working. But for the fun of it, if you guys want, vote on that. Let me know if you would like a watch-along on Patreon, and then we come over here and do the review. If you really would sign up on Patreon, really click that. But if you really wouldn't, say no. You know, don't be honest, because otherwise, like, you know, it'd be dumb to do it. But other than that, what did you think of Raw tonight? We're going to find out in the chat, reading what you guys are saying, whether you guys are using Superchats to donate, Streamlabs to donate. The link is in my description box down below, and I'll pin it to the top of this chat as well. Or you can just try to say it in the chat, and I'll catch it there. But man, I you know, Cody Rhodes, exciting. I thought Cody Rhodes would start the night off. That was correct, so that's good. I was right about something at least. We also thought at WrestleMania that MVP was going to turn on Bobby Lashley and become Omos's manager. Now that didn't happen, and instead it happened tonight. Why that is tonight, I don't know, but it kind of makes sense, I guess. Get Bobby back his win, and then MVP turns, so now that gives some saving grace to Omos while still giving Bobby Lashley the rub back a little bit. So I suppose that's a good thing, right? So that's not. I didn't think of that. So that's good. Kimberly is on Twitter saying that an NXT guy beat her up or something like that, but I don't think that's happened. I don't know. It seems like people are saying she's a liar. People not happy with Kimberly about that. But I'd like to know, when did you press charges? When did you file the police report? And when did this allegedly happen? I would like to know that stuff before I start tweeting and commenting about it on Twitter. What's up, chat? I hope you guys hit that like button. Tombstone that like button, or I will make Vince McMahon rest. By the way, did you guys see what Stephanie was wearing at the Hall of Fame thing the other night? Oh my God, bro! There was like Stephanie McMahon looked phenomenal. Her legs. Oh my God, I just want to lick her legs. It was unbelievably beautiful. Oh my God, it was great. It was hot. I'm sorry. I was getting giddy about it, man. I got to tell you. Thank you guys for being here. The alert's going out to everybody, letting people know that we're live. Vintage says it's not Elias, it's Ezekiel. I got to be honest. At that point, I was enjoying Raw. I was actually enjoying Raw. I thought Cody did his thing like he normally does. I'm like, well, some people aren't going to like this whiny promo that he's cutting, but I like it, and I feel the emotion, and I get it. Hopefully he moves on a little bit and stops, bringing up these, my father was, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's only so much some people can take of that. I enjoyed it, but I'm a bitch. But now move forward and let's go. He did the crying thing and his dad and everything. Now don't do it anymore. You know what I mean? In the WWE, because you did it so much in AEW. So there you go. He brought up the but it was relevant to the story of I'm going for a championship now. That's my next story. That's where I'm going next with this thing. So I do give him credit there because it does tie into what he's saying. In AEW, it was like, hey, I'll never wrestle for the belt, And now in WWE, it's I want to wrestle for the belt, and here's why. And I think he's also signaling to you guys and to me and everybody to say, hey, guys, I could face Roman. I could challenge for the world title, but you got to get behind me. They're not going to put me in these events and maybe make me win a championship and beat Roman unless I'm a megastar. So you guys got to be on board with me. If you're not, then this ain't going to happen. And I think that's sort of what he's saying as well and what the signal we're getting. Maybe Pat McAfee, maybe Cody Rhodes. Those are the only two people I can think. Hell, maybe Wee Man after what we saw the other day at WrestleMania. Yeah. Oh, shit. And it wouldn't be WrestleMania weekend! Well, actually, we didn't get one on WrestleMania weekend, but here we go. It's turkey time from the Soundwave 92.
And ate our children. What if the turkeys ate us? What if they filleted us? If the turkeys ate us.
It looks like DWELSH's mom.
If they had to hate us. Thanksgiving was a little bit different. Instead, the turkeys ate us. They gobbled us apart. But first they'd eat our nuts.
Acknowledge
and
me.
Then they'd eat our butt. The turkeys ate us. What if the turkeys
Yo, shout out to Mickey K9 in the chat, dude. Thank you. Thanks, Mickey, for becoming a member down below. Like I said, I'll go back to that in a second because it was a big news story, too. And I want to talk about that in a minute, so don't worry, we'll get to it after the donation. But yeah, Cody Rhodes, I know some people are upset about, he cut the same AEW promo, whatever. But, he's in WWE. A lot of people haven't heard this from him in a while or 6 years or forever. So, this is especially for those people. You got to understand that. So I give it to him. Just don't do it every time. Can't take any more of that.
WWE made us have to wait for an Indian man named Veer, who wouldn't stop coming for 6 months, and the only thing he does for his debut is beat the shit out of 2 Mexicans. #Veer has come.
I don't understand it. I mean, the funniest thing I saw was somebody on Twitter who showed the Pat McAfee thing with him guzzling the beer, and it just wrote Veer is coming, or whatever. I don't know. That was the funniest thing to me that I saw. By the way, guys, hit that like button if you can. Stick the thumb up my ass. So at that point, Cody Rhodes, That part was fine. I loved it. I love Cody Rhodes, so I was excited. I loved it. You guys know me. He's got the nightmare theme. He's got the look. He's in WWE with it. I love it. And then we get Elias comes out, but he's Ezekiel. I didn't even recognize him until he got about halfway down the ramp. At about halfway down the ramp, I went, oh my God, that's Elias. And then I started being like, what are they doing? And at first I was worried. I was like, oh my God, this is so dumb. Like, what are they doing? But then when Kevin Owens' reaction was literally, oh my God, this is dumb. What are you doing? And then I realized we're all in on the joke. And then he said, oh, I'm his little brother. Dude, that was fucking hilarious. That was fucking funny, man. That is the type of shit that is hilarious, that I appreciate. That was so funny, man. If they had played it off seriously and he was like, I'm Ezekiel, whatever, and he was like, okay, and then they really pretended like Owens didn't know and whatever, that would have been just horrific. But of course, because we're in on the joke, and it is kind of a joke, and that's the joke, it was great. So it was funny as hell. So at this point, I'm thinking, man, Raw is going down a good path so far. This is great. Roman's going to be coming out later. There's no way Roman Reigns is going to come out and just say a couple of things and nobody's going to come out and interrupt him. You know what I mean? There's no way that's going to happen. Somebody is coming out. Something is happening. So many other wrestling people on Twitter said the same thing because it seemed obvious. Now, in my head, unfortunately for me, I was like, well, I know what's going to happen. Drew McIntyre is going to come out because they're booked in several dark matches for the next month and a half. So Drew McIntyre is coming out. Or it's The Rock and Drew McIntyre, but why would The Rock come out now? I don't get it. So it didn't make any sense. So I'm like, all right, let's see what happens. Not a lot of time left. I'm like, you know what? They may get the green light, give me the green light, to go over tonight on Monday Night Raw and go over the time. So that may be what's happening. But that wasn't what's happening. And in fact, the whole Roman Reigns thing was just to build up to him saying, acknowledge me. By the way, good promo. That would have been a good promo if that was the beginning of the show or the middle of the show. That promo felt like a promo that opens up the night. Instead, it's a promo that closes the night to tease you to SmackDown. But this is exactly what they've done. Every other time, they were forced to put somebody from SmackDown and Fox on Monday Night Raw. Every single time they're forced to do that, when they come over to Raw, it's always a teaser promo for SmackDown. Every friggin' time. They did it with John Cena. They've done it with Roman before. They've done it with Brock Lesnar. And the list goes on. This is not the first time this has happened. Whenever they get a crossover superstar, but it's usually temporary. It was weird how I said that. Temporary. It's usually temporary. It's usually temporary when they do this. They're only on Raw for that night or whatever the case is. Oh, they need ratings, so they advertise the guy on Raw. And you know it's about ratings because, you're like, why is this guy coming to Raw? It doesn't make any sense. And then the guy goes, so yeah, I'm here on Raw, see, just like they advertised. Anyway, the bottom line is the real shit's going down on SmackDown. And that's what they do. And that's what they did tonight. So the first time Roman is back on Raw, because he can be, because he's the multi-champ, all they did was basically come out and say, look how awesome we are. We'll tell you what it's all about on SmackDown. I get the tease, and I get the crossover, right? You're actually using the extra Raw ratings, bigger audience to advertise to SmackDown. I get that is a smart idea. I'm not saying it's not a smart idea. I'm not saying I wouldn't do it. I'm just saying this is what they always do, and I'm getting sick of that. You know what I mean? A little sick of that. That it's always nothing special here. I'll see you over there. Every single time. Braun Breaker looked like an absolute juggernaut on NXT the other day at Stand and Deliver rather. But he loses clean. Oh, no, he didn't lose clean. He got poked in the eyes. He loses, though. Now tonight he gets his win back. That's cool, but he felt smaller tonight. But the guy is, he's solid. He'll be okay. The crowd was just dead from this week. They've got to move Raw. They have got to move Raw away from the same place. They can't do this anymore. It's fucking terrible because everyone's gassed and drained. Everybody has already seen Stone Cold, Vince McMahon, The Undertaker, Triple H. The list goes on. Pat McAfee. They saw WrestleMania. They saw SmackDown. They saw the Hall of Fame. How is Raw going to be better than all of that? Most of these people in the crowd are the same people that were at those events. They are drained and dead. So you don't get the spectacle of the Raw crowd being like, oh my God, it's the Raw after Mania, we're crazy. Because they're not traveling anywhere. It's been like this for a while because of that. You can't do that. You got to put Raw somewhere else. Raw tonight should have been in fucking Philly or in New York or somewhere. Hell, bring it to Boston. Wherever. Bring it to wherever. Chicago, you know what I mean? If you want to get shot. Bring it somewhere else. Don't have Raw in the same place. This place is stale. These people have rode the ride 70 times this weekend already, and now it's like SmackDown. Oh, okay, SmackDown, Hall of Fame, WrestleMania, Raw. So Raw now becomes a step down because they've seen SmackDown, they've seen the Hall of Fame, they saw NXT, they saw WrestleMania Night 1, WrestleMania Night 2, and now Raw. It's not, you're not going to be able to beat that. So now you've got to move Raw somewhere else where the people are hyped because they watched WrestleMania on the TV last night and they're like, holy shit, I'm going to be going to this tomorrow. We're going to have Raw tomorrow. I'm going. Fuck yeah, I'm going. And they're bringing that energy of the shit they saw on the pay-per-view to Raw because they're physically there. It's their time to have fun. But these people, they're drained. They're tired. Their flight leaves tonight or tomorrow and they're fat and they're ugly and they've had enough. They have a kid who's pissing his pants and smells weird and didn't pack his luggage the right way. They got a little other kid in the back seat who won't stop crying because his tooth is coming in. They got a big fat girl in the back who now says she's a boy because she's been watching too many TikTok videos and she's going to try to draw a penis on herself, but later on she's going to realize that she really is a girl and not get the surgery. Let me tell you something, man. I don't give a damn who you are. You're going to get bored after a little while of WrestleMania, Hall of Fame, SmackDown, Raw. You're gonna get a little bit complacent. You're not gonna bring the excitement that the rest of the country is gonna bring, okay? You're gonna be sitting there with your wife, who is a whore, your husband who smells and shits himself at the hotel room, your son who sucks at Little League baseball and you're disappointed in him, but now you're at WrestleMania, so everything's okay, but it's starting to sink in. We're going to be taking that flight home, and Max has bad grades, and little Tina has fucking her period starting, and we're hearing about that, and my wife might be cheating on me, and I'm sick as hell, and the dog is getting close to death, and I'm getting tired of work. Frankly, I hate work so bad I want to punch my boss in the face, and you're starting to think about that. Oh, the flight home's going to be nuts. Will I get a cramp again? Is the TSA going to attempt to rape me and play with my balls again like they did on the way here? Am I going to have a mask mandate on the way home? Is COVID going to happen? Is Dr. Fauci going to rape my mother? I don't know what's going to happen. Who's the president? Am I going on American Airlines? Was that the airline that crashed in China? No, they don't even have that airline there. What's going on in China? Look at this shit. I don't know, dude. You're fucking distracted. You're getting emotional. You're getting angry. You're getting antsy. And now you're sitting there watching your 5th day in a row of wrestling. You're not going to be that excited, my friend. Let me tell you that. You're thinking about the surgery that's coming out. You're going to get that penis extension finally, hoping that might give your wife the orgasm you're looking for. But anyway, I've gone off topic. Let's play a donation.
Shit bum.
What if Cody Rhodes only found it out of spite, and not to fit the narrative of making wrestling fun again? I am the key bearer of the community Forbidden Door. We got Cody on Raw, but I'm hoping JCS comes to terms on a deal for the Canadian Nightmare.
The Goon with the $5 donation, my friend. Oh man, the Canadian Nightmare, that guy left a long time ago. I don't know what to tell you, bro. That he has not I have not heard a word from anybody about ever coming back to my shit. Usually people tell me that they're my friend and that they had to leave because they need time away and my show takes up too much of their time. But then they go do a million shows with everybody else and then they're just liars. So I don't know what you're talking about, but maybe it's not up to me. Yeah. Those people left my show. You'd have to ask them. You should probably start asking them, not asking me. Kirby M, thanks for subscribing, man. Appreciate that. What's up? Hit the like button. There's so much to talk about, though. There's so much to talk about tonight. But yeah, that is where Raw fell off. The Ezekiel thing was funny. I really enjoyed it, I thought. But then after that, it was just like, okay, the night slowly kind of started descending down to just, just kind of running the motions of, okay, it's not the worst night after WrestleMania that there's been. If you go back in the history, really back before, it was that important, when it became a thing. But this feels, again, like it's not that special that it's the night after WrestleMania, because there's 2 nights of WrestleMania. So you got to add that to it, too, that there's 2 nights of WrestleMania. So that on top of all those facts. Then the women came out, and they just bored me to death. We just saw them win the titles. Now they're wrestling. That was before the Ezekiel thing, actually. Veer came out. The crowd was dead. He seemed out of place.
Looks like
he didn't even
my
seem
little
real.
lass needs
It was weird.
a shaving.
Raw was shit. Only enjoyed Cody's promo. 3.5.
Wow. Raw was shit. I only enjoyed Cody's promo. That's too bad, Casey, because I enjoyed Cody's promo as well. I really liked it. But again, there were a lot of people that mocked it, like, oh, my father again, and all this other stuff. And I get that. I do. But he's just returning back to Raw, so I liked it. I liked Cody Rhodes' promo. Really enjoyed it. But, again, he's going to have to start getting into something different, or people are going to start getting antsy and mock it. Like that infamous one back in AEW that he thought was great, which I actually liked that one, but people hated that. They buried him for that one. This was okay, though. But he's going to move on to something else after this. He can't keep doing that. Oh, no.
My name is
It's Gerald Armstrong.
Had an exam during the beginning of Raw, came home to see Kevin Owens and a clean-shaved Elias and said, what the fuck? Watched that quick-ass Dominic Mysterio match and saw that the crowd was dead, so I turned it off.
Wow, the crowd being dead turned you off. I mean, that's amazing. By the way, Gerald Armstrong last night on the show, we just got to shout it out, man. He was king of Stone Cold's bald head last night. Just in case anybody didn't know that. Last night, Gerald Armstrong became the king of Stone Cold's bald head. And that was a lot of fun. Thank you, Gerald Armstrong. I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you at all. The crowd was lackluster.
Super chat party!
Hermano Nero.
Oh, yeah?
Can't wait till Cody realizes they don't see him like they do Roman Reigns. He'll quit again. Just like Inu.
He might. I mean, think about it. But that's perfect for him, right, Hermano? Right? Because if Cody signed a multi-year deal, like he said, 2 years, maybe it's 2 years, 3 years, maybe it's only 2 years. If he signed a 2 or 3 year deal, it's perfect for Cody. Because if he's had enough after 2 or 3 years, he can go back to AEW and be like, your hero's here again, yay! You know what I mean? Like, he can get the love there again and then do it back, and he can just bounce back and forth, keep getting love. Whenever it gets, whenever it gets a little stale, that's all. It's beautiful for him.
My name is Kane and I'm
Don't mess with Ezekiel, boys, let me tell you.
Joe, I'm glad you are you and that you can debate wrestling topics without getting mad for different opinions. Unlike the pussy boy YouTuber Just Alex. He will not see this, but Alex, you're the biggest puss bag on Twitter. You can't take criticism, you baby bitch.
Yeah, that guy is a pussy. He unfollowed me and blocked me. He used to be someone who was cool to me, actually. And we were cool, and I was cool with him, and then all of a sudden he was like shitty to me, and then I noticed he unfollowed me, and then I noticed he blocked me or whatever, and I was like, what the fuck? After all the years of us being normal? What the hell happened? It had something to do with, I said something probably about Biden or something, and he got mad, so he's a fucking loser.
Do a little basketball dance off the concrete. I mean, I'm just so sick of you little meth head.
Thank
devil
you, Harry
worshipers.
Steve, by the way. Thank you, Harry.
I'll be honest, I'd like to take a big bite out of your face.
If I was Cody, I would have started my promo like this. 6 years ago I left, because I had to. Today I'm back, because I have to.
Because I have to! Gerald Armstrong. Well, that's because you're maybe a man, you know what I mean? You would have cut a manly promo. But listen, I like Cody's promo. I like his sappy, stupid, you know what I mean? I get his promos. Me and Cody are big Star Trek fans, so we're emotional dorks, okay? Although not the new Star Trek. Fuck you, Picard Season 2. What a joke, written by retards. Gerald Armstrong, thank you for the $10, man. Appreciate it. Much appreciated. Nope, I did not bash Kimberly at all. I just asked, I said, hey, when did this happen?
Looks like
You know
my little lass needs a shaving.
Botch Club, what up, man? How you doing?
Acknowledge me. Acknowledge my ruffle.
Acknowledge my ruffle? The fuck? Oh, my God. Botch Club, what up, man? Dude, Botch Club was on fire over the weekend, WrestleMania nights 1 and 2. Yeah, Veer was underwhelming. I don't know. You know, he just didn't, because the crowd didn't pop, man. This crowd was dead. I'm telling you, though, they do this show in Philly. This crowd, listen, if WWE had done Monday Night Raw in New York, Philly, Chicago, Boston, anywhere else, right? Probably. Tonight. They'd done Raw After Mania somewhere else. The crowd would have been chanting when Veer came out and when he did stuff. The crowd would have chanted, I am willing to put my youngest son on the line. Take him away. But no, I am. They would have cheered. Like, Veer just came. Veer just came. Veer just came. They would have chanted, Veer just came. Veer is coming. Like, Veer is coming. He just came. Like, they would have chanted something. Like, ridiculous. But they didn't do that. Also, they cheered Cody Rhodes, but they're supposed to be an opposite world. So the WWE always says, it's upside down world the night after the heels of the face. Remember when they said that when Roman Reigns was getting booed? They were booing Roman Reigns so that they were like, oh, it's so weird. It's a wacky night after WrestleMania. Oh, yeah, then why'd they cheer Cody Rhodes tonight? It wasn't very wacky at all, was it? They cheered the fucking faces. They booed the heels mostly. Except Roman got some smattering of cheers because he's so epic at this point. So the crowd would have chanted Veer just came if they were in Philly, New York, or somewhere else. But this crowd didn't do shit. They were like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? That's what they did. That's it. Bianca Belair had a busted up eye. Somebody commented on that yesterday, and they nailed it because I forget who was that brought it to our attention that her eye really was jacked up. Well, they were right, whoever you were. I'm sure, actually, probably a bunch of you guys brought it up, and I didn't know. I didn't notice it during the match, really. But yeah, wearing the shades, pulls off the shades, busted ass eye. Hopefully, she's gonna be okay, and it's just swollen from being punched or kicked or whatever happened. But yeah, it does look like she'll recover from that within a week or two. That eye should be okay. It looks like, and that there wasn't any other kind of permanent damage. I was actually worried that she scraped it badly on the rope. I saw her hit her eye on the rope and fall into the rope weird, and I went, oh, I wonder if she went into the rope the wrong way and it cut her eye open or badly. I mean, then I was worried about vision loss and things like that. So I'm glad that it was when I saw the bruise, I was actually cheering. I was like, oh, thank God. There was some kind of bruise, swelling. It's not that she sliced her eye open or anything like that. So, yeah. But, again, the crowd dead tonight because, again, like we said, they had SmackDown, Hall of Fame, NXT, WrestleMania, and now it's Raw. How is Raw tonight possibly really going to be that much better? Normally, it's on you, the crowd, to make the show crazier. And the crowd had no steam because they're the same crowd that's been there for the last week. Vinny.
Worst Raw after Mania. Cody carried.
That's basically what most people are saying. Even people that maybe didn't love the Cody thing all the way, they're like, hey, listen, Cody was one of the best things. And Seth seems to maybe be going face because he's so funny.
Super chat party!
What up, Alex Oli? Thank you.
Yeah?
What's up, dude?
Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens is the dark match after.
Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens is the dark match after. Oh, thank you, Alex Oli. Oh, wow, Cody took on Kevin Owens? Oh, man, we missed out on something special. Man. Wow. But, yeah, WrestleMania, once again, WrestleMania is a thumbs up for me, regardless of the rating, 7, 8, whatever you want to call it, 6, 7, 8. But it's a thumbs up at least. But this is back to things as usual, back to Raw.
Oh,
Other than Cody,
yeah.
nothing felt special.
We got a new subscriber, yeah.
Whoa.
Freak out.
Jake Banger Triple X. I mean, is that a porno? That's got to be a porn movie, right? Like a MacGyver type. He just goes looking for holes. Thank you, Hermano, Harry, Steve, Gerald Armstrong, Botch Club. Check out Botch Club on Instagram. Give them a follow on Instagram. They're amazing. They have some of the best botches and highlights that they put up on their Instagram. Botch Club on Instagram existed before the Botch Club was copied by WWE. And shout out Pat Buck quitting WWE. Producer Pat Buck. We make fun of him all the time because he's the guy that Ryback said wrestled an old guy for money and sexually wrestled him in a weird way. And Pat Buck is the guy who stared me down as Ryback yelled at me with JD that night. And Pat Buck has been producing stuff. He produced the Ronda Rousey match, and he also produced the Roman Reigns match at WrestleMania. So he produced 2 of the worst matches at WrestleMania and then announced that he was leaving the company to focus more on his family, for whatever that means. So Pat Buck is gone from WWE after just coming back after he was let go temporarily, I believe. So interesting stuff there that Pat Buck went on his way out. Oh, thank you, Brent Porter. Sorry, man.
So does Cody just lose to Roman now? Lamau.
Yeah, there's a possibility right now that Cody loses to Roman early on, and then he comes back at a later time and maybe could beat him, or they won't put him up against him right now. One of the two.
Super chat party.
They're
probably hoping to see if Cody can go over big time with everybody.
I hate this generation of wrestling. I bought into the night after WM hype and I feel used. I'm pissed, but at least I get to beat off.
Well, oh man, there he is. Old wise man with tiny nuts. Old wise man with tiny nuts. Oh, thank you for the $5. Your tiny nuts will be in my mouth soon. See, I didn't buy into anything. I figured Raw would go back to being crap as usual. But I was excited for Cody Rhodes. I thought the Omos and MVP situation was pretty decent too, because we wanted that. We expected that at WrestleMania. We had said, or at least I had said for sure, MVP is turning on, Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania. He'll cost Bobby Lashley, and maybe Omos will win, or Omos will lose, but then MVP will turn for whatever reason. I don't know. And so it happened tonight. And honestly, I think that was the better decision. It made more sense, I guess. And plus, it allowed Bobby to get what he should have gotten, which was that win at WrestleMania. But now Omos has this new edge and whatever, so it revives him in a way. So it makes sense, and it worked out, I suppose. Some people thought WrestleMania was going to change everything or whatever. But again, they wrote all of this stuff for WrestleMania. So that's why WrestleMania was somewhat entertaining, because they did all this little stuff leading to Mania. Then you had to go out and deliver it, and they pretty much did deliver, and then they over-delivered. But on Raw, the week-to-week show, they're back again to writing the same old junk. And that's, for me, I was expecting that, so I'm not as angry tonight as some people are. I'm not as mad. But normally I would be mad. I mean, look at all of my videos over the years. Look at my 9-10 years here on YouTube doing post-Raw reviews live. How many times have I flipped out, broken stuff, flipped over, screamed, broken stuff, ran around the room screaming, poured shit all over myself? I mean, what else can I do at this point? This show is so crippling. And dude, Roman Reigns, nobody comes out to challenge him, attack him, nothing. I was convinced Drew McIntyre was at least coming out. I wasn't too happy with it. Like, okay, whatever, Drew McIntyre, whatever. But they only came out to give you a preview for SmackDown. Once again, Roman Reigns comes to Raw just to say, yeah, but I'll see you at SmackDown. Like, that's what he does. It's fucking hilarious. And every single time he comes to Raw, it's just to tell you he's going to SmackDown. Again. I can't believe someone in the back wasn't like, yeah, we can't do that. Or at least it can't go on last. At this point, I would have put Cody on last. And it would have made more sense, too, because then he would have faced Kevin Owens. Because then you could have had the show go off the air, And Kevin Owens could have come out and then had the match. The dark match. But instead, you decided to have Cody open the show, which is okay because I was wanting to see that too. But I thought Cody would open the show. But I just thought Reigns would do more at the end. But I didn't know that they were going to use Reigns like they use Reigns every time. And like they use John Cena every time. Hey, I'm going to come out on Raw and say, I'm back. Or, hey, what's up? Blah, blah, blah. SmackDown is where I'll tell you what's really going on. You know, it's just hilarious. Which, I understand why they did it. Totally understand. But anyway, Bianca Belair cut a weird fucking promo. She was just, I don't know, what was she fucking talking about? Like, she was like, I told you I did this. Man, this was a fucking atrocious promo. You just had a great match. A great match. A better match than Charlotte and Ronda. I don't know what kind of fucking nitwit psychopath out there is saying Ronda and Charlotte had a better match. It was a fucking weird-ass match they had, and it was weird enough that I kind of liked it in a way, but it was a fucking clusterfuck. Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch had one of the best pure one-on-one wrestling matches of the entire Mania. And I usually bash Becky Lynch, but Becky Lynch and Bianca had one of the best singles matches. They had their version of the Roddy Piper-Bret Hart WrestleMania 8 match. Obviously not on that level, but what I mean is two competitors at this younger age, in their prime, sort of, going at it in the middle of Mania. It was the best wrestling match, and then kerfuckery happened later that was great. But this match just stood on its own. So they had a really good match. Obviously, Bret Hart and Roddy Piper was like a 9 out of 10 match. I would say this was more of like a 7.5 or 7.8 out of 10 match, but it was the best match, like the singles stuff. So Bianca Belair and Becky did a great job. I'll give it to them on that for sure. And I would have liked, Bianca to come out and be a little more, like, I don't know, poignant or something. She was stumbling. I don't know. Like, let me hear some of it. Maybe I'm wrong.
One eye, I fought all the way to the end. And even with one eye, I am standing right here in front of you tonight.
They got to get her to be like, hey, listen, can you put some of that swagger heel stuff on? Because right now I'm hearing swagger, but it's like annoying swagger.
Super chat party!
Oh, yeah?
Too soon for Cody versus Roman. With that being said, there's absolutely nobody you can be excited about to work with Roman.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's why you just got to play it safe and put people against Roman still, who are like upper mid-card guys who aren't going to be the champion, but they possess a serious enough threat and also have enough ability in the ring that they'll make Roman look good. It'll be somewhat acceptable, and that's about it. And that's unfortunately where we're at with Roman at this point. We got one guy at the top. We got Pat McAfee. We got Cody Rhodes. Maybe Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins, I think they're trying to turn face. I think they're going to turn him face, like, because he's doing the oh, and the fans are getting behind it, and he's so weird and goofy, and people seem to like Seth Rollins, being a weird, goofy bastard, which I've said I like it too. So if he just keeps pouring on this ridiculousness, I'm on board with that, with Rollins being as eccentric and weird as he can be, because it's just weird. I mean, what the hell was he wearing tonight, dude? The only thing I could say was he was dressed like he was going to a Depeche Mode concert or something. I don't know what was going on tonight. But, hey, it is what it is. Damian Priest and Edge was pretty good. I would have liked to see another member tonight or them do something crazier. I felt it was kind of lackluster with what they did. I mean, just, man, lackluster is the word tonight.
And you know what? I overcame all of that because you guys deserve better than Becky Lynch for your champion, so I became better. And I'm going to be the absolute best champion that I can be.
Sounds like
because
Kamala
not
Harris.
Only do I know what it feels like to be at the top,
Now I know why I'm starting to find her promos annoying. She sounds like Kamala.
but I know how hard it is to stay at the top. And not only do I know what it feels like to have this title, I know what it feels like to lose this title.
Rostava says Ripley will join next. I hope so. That'd be a pretty good call.
don't have it snatched away from me, and now that I have it, I never want to let it go ever again. So I am willing and ready to face.
She's willing and ready to fake. She stumbled on her words like 90 times. And I'm also starting to wonder if her fucking eye wasn't killing her, because she couldn't get her other eye open either. And I wonder if the lights were fucking with her, because it was so maybe she should have just kept the sunglasses on, because this isn't just a face she's making. Her eyes stayed this shut looking. But why didn't you deliver a bigger promo than this? I don't get it.
And fight every single woman back there.
You're right, Dark Man, and it probably is the scripts and the writing. Because some dude wrote this for her who's in college. Some college Hollywood piece of trash wrote this shit for her, probably. Probably a white guy, too, which is funny to think about a 5'7" white guy writing for Bianca Belair. Bet you that's what happened. Like, this sucks. But she also doesn't have a lot of energy either delivering the promo. So even if it was good, it's still not even delivered very well. Like, this is delivered bad.
Because I tell you this much, no woman is prepared to do what it takes to take this title away from me, because after Saturday, oh, I'm different. I am better. So now that Becky doesn't have to defend this title, maybe she can take this downtime and really find out who she is without this championship. Because I know exactly who I am, and who I am is the strongest, the fastest, the roughest, the toughest, the quickest, the greatest, the best, the EST of WWE, and your new Raw Women's Champion.
I mean, it's like not that bad, but it's just not that good. You know, I don't know how to explain it. But, I mean, she delivered it, I guess, and it was just like, okay. Just wasn't feeling it. I don't know what to say. I don't know why.
Super Chat Party!
Oh, yeah?
Reason for Bianca's eye shut was because Veer came.
Veer came, yeah. Again, I'm coming. Mr. Pico Boulevard, good to hear from you, man. Thank you for the $2, man. I still like Bianca, because I see Noah Driscoll saying in the chat, I just started to get behind her too, damn it. You can still be behind her, man. Just because there was a bit of a lackluster promo, she might be sore. Her eye might be, she might have a migraine. She might have a busted eye that's really bothering her more than we know, and she went out there and tried to do her best. It's okay, she might get better, but she's a better heel. She's better when she's healing it up on the mic or when she's talking crazy trash. That's when she's good. And probably because that's why she was good in NXT, with that. But now there's people writing super shit for her, and that's what it is. I think this promo is worse than Ronda's. Yeah, and you might be right, Brian. You might be right. Bobby Lashley's situation, we've talked about it already, but that's exactly what I thought they'd do at WrestleMania. They did it tonight. I'm on board with it. I like it. Good call. I don't know what Bobby's going to do now, speaking-wise. Man, Corey Graves and Carmella, ate their own faces.
Room, guys. Oh, my God. Well, this is gross.
Oh, my God. Look at the people next to them watching. Holy fucking shit, dude. I'm going to die. Watch the people next to Carmella and Corey. Damn, look at Carmella, bro. Look at her fucking tits, dude. Bro, are you not going to come on somebody? No wonder he cheated on his girl. This is why Corey cheated on his wife. You would too. If that girl was staring you down in the back, fuck it. Is he asking her to marry her? And I missed this part? Did I miss this? Ugh. What the fuck? Did I miss this? I don't remember this. Look at this. Oh. They are like, and now watch these people in the crowd. This is fucking hilarious. Watch these people in the crowd. This is so fucking funny.
Get a room, guys. Oh my God.
Look at that lady. Oh my God, dude, look at that lady. Holy fucking shit, dude. Yeah, you wish it was you, cow. Okay? You wish it was you, Cal.
Well,
What the fuck? Oh my god, dude, that might be the best thing at Raw.
Chat party.
Oh, yeah?
That might have been the best part of Raw.
Third member of Brood 2.0 can only be one man, Tatanka.
Oh my god, imagine Tatanka comes out painted all in black. Yeah. You know what? Hey man, they look good to me. They look good to me. They look great to me, man. She's looking fire to me, brother. She's looking fire to me, dude. Hey, that's not true. I didn't chase away any co-hosts. They had to go take care of their families. Remember, go listen to the last episodes when they were here. I need some time to go talk to my family, and I can't be up to be doing all these shows anymore, you know? So don't tell me I chased anyone away. They didn't tell me I chased them away. They haven't told me that yet. All they've said to me was they couldn't be on YouTube anymore really this much. They got to take a time away, you know what I mean? So I think you should talk to them about why they left. Maybe they lied. Think about that. But thank you for the donation. No Lacey Evans, no Bailey, no Alexa Bliss, no Asuka, says Aaron on Twitter. Yeah, it's a good point. I think Asuka's still messed up a little bit. Bailey could be about ready to be back, I think. But it's still pretty close with her, I believe. What up, Vinny? Bianca seemed like a shot to call out Asuka. Or yeah, somebody could have come out, yeah. But then again, Roman did the same thing and nobody came out for Roman either. Roman just was like, yo, we'll see you on SmackDown. Acknowledge me. And the crowd kind of did. But I still think that was weird to put. I mean, I guess what else were you going to close with if you had nothing else? They apparently had nothing else to do here. They had nothing else tonight. Asuka is pretty old. She's like 40-something. She is a little bit older. All right, let me try to fix this real quick. I'll be right there. Let's see. There's a little replay here for you while I fix it. I see where you're coming from, John, though. And then I'm going to open up the phone lines. You want to talk about Raw? You tell me what you thought about Monday Night Raw tonight. Still giving Bobby Lashley the rub back a little bit. He's a liar. People not happy with Kimberly about that. But I'd like to know, when did you press charges? When did you file the police report? And when did this allegedly happen? I would like to know that stuff before I start tweeting and commenting about it on Twitter. What's up, chat? I hope you guys hit that like button. Tombstone that like button, or I will make Vince McMahon rest. By the way, did you guys see what Stephanie was wearing at the Hall of Fame thing the other night? Oh my God, bro! There was Stephanie McMahon looked phenomenal. Her legs. Oh my God, I just want to lick her legs. It was unbelievably beautiful. Oh my God, it was great. It was hot. I'm sorry, I was getting giddy about it, man. I got to tell you. Thank you guys for being here. The alert's going out to everybody, letting people know that we're live. Vintage says it's not Elias, it's Ezekiel. I got to be honest, at that point, I was enjoying Raw. I was actually enjoying Raw. I thought Cody did his thing like he normally does. I'm like, well, some people aren't going to like this whiny promo that he's cutting, but I like it, and I feel the emotion, and I get it. Hopefully he moves on a little bit and stops, bringing up these, my father was... you know what I mean? There's only so much some people can take of that. I enjoyed it, but I'm a bitch. But now move forward and let's go. He did the crying thing and his dad and everything. Now don't do it anymore. You know what I mean? In the WWE, because you did it so much in AEW. So there you go. He brought up but it was relevant to the story of I'm going for a championship now. That's my next story. That's where I'm going next with this thing. So I do give him credit there because it does tie into what he's saying. In AEW, it was like, hey, I'll never wrestle for the belt, And now in WWE, it's I want to wrestle for the belt, and here's why. And I think he's also signaling to you guys and to me and everybody to say, hey, guys, I could face Roman. I could challenge for the world title, but you got to get behind me. they're not going to put me in these events and maybe make me win a championship and beat Roman unless I'm a megastar. So you guys got to be on board with me. If you're not, then this ain't going to happen. You know, and I think that that's sort of what he's saying as well and what the signal we're getting. Maybe Pat McAfee, maybe Cody Rhodes. Those are the only two people I can think. Hell, maybe Wee Man after what we saw the other day at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. And it wouldn't be WrestleMania weekend! Well, actually, we didn't get one on WrestleMania weekend, but here we go. It's turkey time from the Soundwave 92.
And ate our children. What if the turkeys ate us? What if they filleted us? If the turkeys ate us.
It looks like DWELSH's mom.
If they had to hate us. Thanksgiving was a little bit different. Instead, the turkeys ate us. They gobbled us apart. But first they'd eat our nuts.
Acknowledge
then
me.
They'd eat our butt. The turkeys ate us. What if the turkeys
Yo, shout out to Mickey K9 in the chat, dude. Thank you. Thanks, Mickey, for becoming a member down below. Like I said, I'll go back to that in a second because it was a big news story, too. And I want to talk about that in a minute, so don't worry, we'll get to it after the donation. But yeah, Cody Rhodes, I know some people are upset about, oh, he cut the same AEW promo, you know, whatever. But, you know, he's in WWE. A lot of people haven't heard this from him in a while or 6 years or forever. So, you know, this is especially for those people. You know, you got to understand that. So I give it to him. Just don't do it every time. Can't take any more of that.
WWE made us have to wait for an Indian man named Veer, who wouldn't stop coming for 6 months, and the only thing he does for his debut is beat the shit out of 2 Mexicans. Hashtag Veer has come.
I don't understand it. I mean, the funniest thing I saw was somebody on Twitter who showed the Pat McAfee thing with him guzzling the beer, and it just wrote Veer is coming, like, or whatever. I don't know. That was the funniest thing to me that I saw. By the way, guys, hit that like button if you can. Stick the thumb up my ass. So at that point, Cody Rhodes, that part was fine. I loved it. I love Cody Rhodes, so I was excited. I loved it. You guys know me. He's got the nightmare theme. He's got the look. He's in WWE with it. I love it. And then we get Elias comes out, but he's Ezekiel. I didn't even recognize him until he got about halfway down the ramp. At about halfway down the ramp, I went, oh my God, that's Elias. And then I started being like, what are they doing? And at first I was worried. I was like, oh my God, this is so dumb. Like, what are they doing? But then when Kevin Owens' reaction was literally, oh my God, this is dumb. What are you doing? And then I realized we're all in on the joke. And then he said, oh, I'm his little brother. Dude, that was fucking hilarious. That was fucking funny, man. That is the type of shit that is hilarious, that I appreciate. That was so funny, man. If they had played it off seriously and he was like, I'm Ezekiel, you know, like whatever, and he was like, okay, and then they really pretended like Owens didn't know and whatever, like that would have been just like horrific. But of course, because we're in on the joke, and it is kind of a joke, and that's the joke, it was great. So it was funny as hell. So at this point, I'm thinking, man, Raw is going down a good path so far. This is great. Roman's going to be coming out later. There's no way Roman Reigns is going to come out and just say a couple of things and nobody's going to come out and interrupt him. You know what I mean? There's no way that's going to happen. Somebody is coming out. Something is happening. So many other wrestling people on Twitter said the same thing because it seemed obvious. Now, in my head, unfortunately for me, I was like, well, I know what's going to happen. Drew McIntyre is going to come out because they're booked in several dark matches for the next month and a half. So Drew McIntyre's coming out. All right, Cronin's back live. You know what I mean? Fell down the stairs on my way back. I'm alive. I'm alive, brother. Whew. Let's hope it is Tatanka, Mr. Pico Boulevard. Wouldn't that be great if it was Tatanka showing up? How crazy was it to see Roman Reigns and the Usos raise them belts up all sexy? Elias looked completely different, though, man. The guy looked completely different. You got to give it to him. He looked fire-like. Like, dude, like he was looking like a Wandy's wet dream tonight. He looked like a Wandy's wet dream. You know? Somewhere that guy was raping a camel because of what Elias looked like. John Cena hyped tonight's Raw. You know what I mean? So some couple of kids in the front row thought John Cena was going to be here for some reason. Maybe that's why, because John Cena was hyping Raw tonight. I don't know why. I mean, that's his job. It's his family. You know, he's going to put over Raw. I mean, Rock did the eyes for WrestleMania last night. Although not a lot of people had retweeted, I was surprised. You know, and that tells me that the Rock's fan base on Twitter isn't even a wrestling fan base anymore. You know what I mean? The Rock tweets something about being at the gym. You know, it's like put it this way. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe today there's more tweets on it. Before I make myself sound dumber than we know I am. Let's go take a look and see where that tweet is from The Rock about WrestleMania. 20 hours ago, April 2nd. I don't see it. Did he delete it? Dude, the fucking Rock deleted the tweet. What, it didn't get enough tweets and shit, so he deleted it? Is that what happened? Dude, The Rock tweeted hashtag WrestleMania something the other day, and now it's gone. What the hell? Dude, he just tweeted this. He tweeted this WrestleMania night. I think the second night. Oh my God. Did anybody see that? The Rock was like WrestleMania, like eyes. Now it's not there. I can't find it. What? I said it's missing. What? Dude, it's gone. And it didn't have a lot of tweets and shit. I'm like, what the hell? He deleted the tweet? What is going on?
Chat party!
Oh, that was a fake account? Okay, that's why it didn't have a lot of likes. Oh my God.
Drew McIntyre is so
Jesus.
boring that would suck.
God damn it. Oh. I'm becoming a moron. I'm becoming a boomer or whatever. Old wise man with tiny nuts. At least DB knows what I'm talking about. Thank God. At least you knew it was a fake account, because otherwise I'm like, what? I thought, oh, The Rock tweeted about WrestleMania. So The Rock didn't even tweet about WrestleMania. He didn't say one word about WrestleMania. I bet you the reason why The Rock didn't say anything about Mania, I bet you they asked him not to. Okay, I bet you two things, right? They either asked him not to say it, and by the way, I'm going to take a shower in a few minutes because I'm still in my clothes from yesterday again, which I did the day before this day as well. Which, you know, they either said, hey, please don't tweet about it, Rock, or people are going to think you're going to be there and whatever. Or The Rock was like, hey, I'm not going to tweet about this because these people are going to think I'm there if I tweet about it. Although not tweeting about it also makes it suspect and makes you think maybe he's going to show up and he's trying to hide it. So there's really doesn't matter to me what you do, because either way, you know. Dylan LeBron. Dude, my kids keep, I guess there's a meme about LeBron James, and like my kids keep going like, LeBron James. They keep saying LeBron James, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And then earlier a commercial came on, and it was LeBron James in a commercial. And they were just staring at the commercial watching TV. And I'm like, really? He comes on the TV and you're not going to do the thing? And they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, LeBron James. They're like, that's LeBron James? I'm like, what? I'm like, you guys have been, every day you go, LeBron James or something like that. Apparently it's like a meme. I don't know. I'm an old person. And I'm like, yeah, that you keep saying that name every day. LeBron, that's LeBron James. And they're like, oh. And they're like, that's LeBron James? And then they started doing it. LeBron James. And they started doing it. I was like, oh. I was like, yeah, you're lucky you live in America, or you'd be making shoes for him at about 10 cents each. And then they didn't know what I was talking about. And I said, oh, yeah, he has slaves in China. LaFraud James says, Jeremiah Jared. What's up, Jeremiah? Yeah, he is kind of a fraud, you know. He does suck. I didn't want to say anything. I don't say anything to my kids like that, you know what I mean, though? I don't tell them. It's like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't warp kids. See, like, I don't know why other people do this, but I don't. So I don't want to warp the kid's mind about somebody, even if I think he sucks, like, or whatever, you know. Why do that to kids? Like, oh yeah, I think he's a scumbag, and here's why. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. Unless he's playing the Celtics, and then if he's playing the Celtics, then I'll tell my kids he's a scumbag, or they'll hear it anyway, so they'll have to hear it. So, unless he joins the Celtics, then you can have all the kid slavery you want. Bring it on. I would think that he'd be against it, but I guess not. Brock Lesnar, WWE schedule, and Raw status updates. A lot of people thought, hey, the Brock Lesnar's going to come out tonight. A lot of people thought, hey, Drew McIntyre's coming out tonight because him and Roman are working a big house show deal coming up, so maybe that's the shit that's going to go down. But nothing happened. Roman just came out and said, acknowledge me, watch me on SmackDown. I'm out of here. Brock Lesnar is reportedly not scheduled for tonight's post-WrestleMania Raw. That was reported earlier. They noted that he wasn't scheduled really for anything. So, he's traveling back to home, and that's about it. And I don't know if he's going to be doing anything coming up. But I don't know. There is a premium live event Lesnar is advertised for, and I can't remember what it is. I think it's coming up, though. It's the WrestleMania Backlash. WrestleMania Backlash. That's right. So he'll be at that. So maybe he will be coming back next week or within 2 weeks because, yeah, I think I saw him advertised for that. Hold on. Let me look. I swear to God, Brock Lesnar is advertised. By the way, that's in Providence, Rhode Island, which is about 28 minutes from me. So maybe I should go. I should crash the party. I should just go there anyway and interview people on the street and be like, "Yo, what's up? Did you guys hear about Vince McMahon? And he's got herpes." And then people will be like, "What are you talking about?" Bron James from Ohio, he's a piece of oh my God. Jimmy Joyce, what's up? They're delaying acknowledging Roman's injury, says Will. Oh yeah, because he said, "I'll show you where the future is," or whatever. So yeah. But if he does have an injury, if he does need surgery, I'd set up a storyline where he refuses to relinquish the title. That'd be hilarious. And he holds the belts hostage. That'd be kind of funny. And then he comes out, like I said, does the whole wheelchair gimmick or whatever crutches gimmick or whatever you want to do with the belt like that. I could see LeBron joining the Celtics if they thought they could help him win a championship. Yeah, if they could help him win, yeah, he might join. Oh, God, I'd feel dirty, man. I got to be honest, bro. I'm sorry, but I can't like him. I just can't. I can't like him. My kids are saying his name every day, though. It's driving me nuts. I'm like, say a different name. Say Michael Jordan. Say Larry Bird. Say Michael Jordan. Say fucking Charles Barkley for all I care. Stop saying that. Say Muggsy Bogues. Muggsy Boogs if he was in WWE. Poor fucking Boogs breaks his fucking quad into pieces. The LeBron James meme is 10 years ago. Really? Jesus. Well, my kids are just finding out about it, apparently. And they're 8 and 6. Joe been wearing panties since Friday. Dude, one time I did wax my carrot while wearing them. It felt amazing. Let me tell you something. You haven't done stuff until you've done that. Let me tell you. Aaron says, tell your kids in 2011 LeBron James got his ass whooped by the Dallas Mavericks. That's pretty funny. Drew McIntyre is boring, says old wise man with tiny nuts. Or tinnitus, as I called them all last night. Drew has become boring, and we've said this before. He had a hot streak where he was hitting it, and then he just became very boring quickly. He became boring like Roman Reigns when Roman Reigns was a face. He became boring like when Kofi Kingston was into his 4th month with the world title. He became boring like a lot of other people have, really, to be honest. Like a lot of faces. Because WWE doesn't seem to write faces well. All the faces are boring, and they go out and they deliver these safe promos that suck. But heels at least can come out and do something. It feels like the heels are decent enough, but it feels like WWE doesn't have the best heels, but they're all right enough. But the faces are trash in WWE. For whatever reason that is, they write the safest good guy trash for faces. I mean, it's so boring what many of the faces say. It's incredibly boring. I mean, Drew McIntyre is a big dude, seems cool, But other than kids, like, oh, the sword and everything, like, nobody else likes this. You know, Kofi Kingston, after a little bit, when he was like, New Day, like, I was like, all right, nobody likes this anymore either. And these are people, though. Drew McIntyre would have gotten an enormous pop at WrestleMania when he beat Lesnar. Kofi Kingston got a huge pop at WrestleMania when he beat Daniel Bryan. These are guys that can get there and get that. But after they win, it just goes fully stale. It's like they don't know what to do. Like, I won. I don't know. Oh my God. And now that's something that's always happened in wrestling. You know what I mean? Like where that always can happen. But it didn't happen when you had a megastar. You know, and it didn't happen when a guy had a lot of stuff to do. It didn't happen when The Rock won the title. The Rock says, shut your mouth, know your role, go home and fondle your mother, you flaming flamingo mother, whatever the fuck. And you'd be like, oh my God, haha, and he's got the title. And he's like, bring it on, The Rock, whoop your ass too, jump in the ring, The Rock. Oh my God, The Rock's championship is on the line at Backlash, at Judgment Day. And you're like, you care. You actually care. You actually hope The Rock doesn't lose his belt because you love him. You want the good guy you love to keep that belt. He's like, The Rock's going to keep that belt, stop a mud hole in your ass, and then go home. And you're like, yeah, oh my God, yes, I'm behind this. Stone Cold Steve Austin. You ain't getting this belt off of Stone Cold Steve Austin. You'll have to pry it off my dead ass. And then you're like, oh man, this is great. I don't want him to lose the title. And then when you lose the title, you get a heat again. The heat comes back again. You get angry. But all the guys now, it's like, I finally accomplished my dream. Yeah. And people are like, yeah, you deserve it. And then after like 2 weeks, it's like, I am the champion. It's like, this is boring. Everybody is like this now. I don't know why. Everybody's like this. Yeah, some people thought Shane McMahon might come out, things like that. But yeah, that's what it's like now. That's what goes on. That's it, man. I do got to cut the night a little bit short tonight because I've been so crazy that I got to make up some work tomorrow and do a lot of shit. I would like to rage with you. Hell, it's the Raw after WrestleMania, and I would like to rage with you. You know? But I just want to say, as I make my way off the air here, that if you want to support what I do, man, besides the live donations, think about becoming a patron. So much content is on Patreon, man. Over the years that we've done. Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. But the thing is, I want to thank you guys for the last couple of days. Last year at WrestleMania, one of the nights we did 60,000 views. And I think the other night we did 30,000 or something like that. So last night we did 40,000 views. The night before we did about 35,000 views. Those were really, really pretty good. In this time that we're in now, this down period of wrestling and everything else that's going on with wrestling and shit. So I hope you guys, come back Wednesday night for AEW Dynamite review right here. I'll probably do something for everybody tomorrow at some point. I don't know, probably in the middle of the day potentially. And then probably a little bit later maybe. And some Patreon stuff as well. If you missed me and Leah's podcast from 6 days ago on Patreon, go check that out as well. And, yeah, man, I just want to say thank you guys. Everybody who's hitting the like button, subscribing, brand new people. I'll have some wrestling news tomorrow and some videos. And we'll go back a little bit back to normal again after these raging streams that we've had the last couple of days. And, man, I thought Raw tonight was I give Raw tonight a 3 out of 10. That's a bad grade. That's a bad rating. After a WrestleMania that I gave a thumbs up to, after a WrestleMania that I thought was one of the better, it was weird. It was a weird WrestleMania, but it was entertaining. And that's what I appreciated about WrestleMania, is that at least it entertained me. Punk, I might take, I might just take the new monetize this belt and have sex with my wife. I might just do that. Maybe I'll just throw that belt over my shoulder and I'll just become the monetize this champion. Maybe I'll just put the belt on myself and I won't put it up for grabs. And I'll just keep it. And I'll just take it because I deserve it. Because it should belong to me. Because everything belongs to me. That's why I was an only child. It wasn't because my parents couldn't have another kid. It's because they didn't want another kid. Sith NEGAN sent me and made me this gold-plated belt. Not because he's a good guy. He's a nice guy. He sent it to me because I deserved it. Pure Country didn't forfeit the old belt because they wanted to. They forfeiting it because they know that I deserve it. I deserve everything. Hell, I deserve it so much that Big Tex and Compton couldn't handle the old belt. They had to send it back to me because they understand that only I can deal with the hate. That only I can deal with the peasants. Only I can deal with the heat. Only I can deal with what it means to be the monetize this, no-holds-barred champion. That's why I am the no-holds-barred champion. That's why that midget fucking New York doesn't have a belt. Because if he did, it would weigh him down on the ground so far he wouldn't be able to walk to the fucking bathroom. That's why he doesn't have a dog, he has cats. Because he's a bitch. Only bitches have cats. You fucking pussy. Fucking JD, you're a pussy, motherfucker. That's why that bitch Alex fucking blocked me on Twitter, because he couldn't handle it. He couldn't deal with it. My vibration is so powerful and strong. It reaches over people and pushes them down. It intimidates them. It makes them question their own fucking manhoods. It makes them question what they're doing in life. It makes them question that, can I even have sex with my girlfriend tonight after what I just saw this guy do? What the fuck am I going to do to her that he couldn't do to her with his fucking eyes? That's why Monica ain't here no more. Fucking liberal, fucking hippie bitch. She couldn't deal with this shit. I'm so fucking unbelievably awesome that so many people can't handle the alpha, can't handle the awesomeness. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, that's why every single one of you right now in the chat needs to realize what you need to do. Take that finger, and I want you to push that capital A button, and I want every single last one of you to acknowledge me. Fuck cats. I got two. Yeah, I got two cats. I got two cats. They're on fucking steroids. Good night, baby. Hit that A. Good night. Good night. And to all my haters, suck my dick.
Raw, SmackDown, WWE, or AEWN. Tune in to The Joe Cronin Show. Live on YouTube for review and reaction. Joe Cronin and Jake break down all the action. All of it. The Joe Cronin Show. Your source for wrestling opinions, news, and insanity. A wrestling podcast with attitude. Mature audiences only. Join our community of over 70,000 people. Subscribe free on YouTube to The Joe Cronin Show.